In the world of online dating, it's only natural that you want to leave an impression on your dream guy. I mean, they have a bunch of eligible women right at their fingertips. How can you make sure that you stand out in the crowd with your text game? Watch this video and find out the top 3 text messages that will make any man totally obsessed with you. These aren't your average text messages. No, these are the kind of text messages that not only leave a lasting impression, but also help to put down a good foundation for expectations if you two do ever find yourself in a relationship. And you might even unlock a side of yourself you've never seen before. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to this channel so you can stay on top of all the dating trends. And if you really want to move forward in your love life, wait until you see the free gift that we've put together for you. It's called the top 7 man-melting phrases that make men fall for you, and it will amp up your love life like never before. Now here's how to text your guy so he won't want to think of anything but you. Let's begin. Number 1, the thinking of you text. Things are so much more different in the dating world than they used to be, and texting each other adds a whole new element. In fact, the most current research explains that it will generally take around 163 text messages to fall in love. You can't afford to be lazy about your text game, so that's why the thinking of you text is the first type of text message you should use. Here's the deal, it simply will not do to just text thinking of you. Yes, it's sweet and it's true, but it's vague, and it'll probably get lost in all the other text messages your guy is sorting through right now. Not the impression you want to be leaving. But here's how you can send the message in a more meaningful way that stands out amongst others. Remember that time you stayed up late texting about the best concert you ever went to, your most irrational fears, or the best sloppy Joe recipe? Hey, we're not here to judge your man's diet. This is the opportunity to let him know that those conversations meant something to you. So instead of just saying, thinking of you, you could text something that reminded you of a great conversation that you both had. It could be something like, I just heard a Foo Fighters song on the radio and I thought of you. Or, I thought of you this morning when a spider tried to attack me in the shower. Or even, I saw a can of Spam earlier today and immediately thought of your sloppy Joe recipe, haha. Getting specific about what made you think of this hunky guy does 2 things. 1, it lets him know that you actually like his personality. And 2, you teach him how to please you. Here's what we mean. He definitely wants to impress you, and you can show him what works by giving attention to the things you like about him. Guys know and accept that they aren't necessarily going to hit it off with everyone. But if they see you showing interest in a specific part of his life or personality, they will definitely want to repeat that. So be strategic about what you text him when he pops up in your mind. If it includes something you've already talked about and something you would like to see more of, it's a win-win. We hope it's not spam, but we won't judge you either, much. And to add to your text magic, here's the free gift we have available for you. The top 7 man-melting phrases that make men fall for you. This amazing report is a must-have and it's all yours, completely free of charge. Simply click on the link below in the description to claim your free gift. Okay, moving on to number 2, the random thought text. This is a little different than the last text type because instead of making the topic about him, you're making the topic about you. And this is great because it means you're giving him an opportunity to see how cute you are. So let him in on something that you're thinking about. It doesn't have to be monumental. You're letting him in on a small part of your day. He knows that you probably also have a bunch of other guys that you could text as well. So this text will let him know that you consider him to be a bit more important than others. And guys can be very competitive, so he'll love that. Here are some examples of what we mean. Are you trying to pick the right dress for your cousin's wedding? Did you accidentally run into the corner of a table? Did you just come up with a new theory of why dinosaurs were extinct? Let him know. One thing to mention is that the strategy of this text is meant to be more lighthearted and random. If you're thinking of texting him about the details of your food poisoning or how your neighbour might creep you out, that's fine if you've developed that kind of relationship. But the strategy of this text is to let him know that on some level you deem him worthy of having a sneak peek into your regular everyday life. It also lets him know that you're down to earth, and that could be a big difference from the texts he's getting from other girls. A lot of girls are either nervous, bored, or overly seductive with their text messages, which is why you really want to make sure that the next type really stands out. Number 3, the sexy text. Studies show that excessively sexting can actually be a major signifier of a toxic relationship. But when used sparingly and confidently, it can send his thoughts racing about you, no matter what he's doing. This does not have to be rocket science. The number one thing to consider is that you feel comfortable. So when and how do you make sure this one lands just right? Trust yourself. If you feel like sending a cute pic of your birthday suit, have at it. But we just hope that you reserve that for stand-up guys that you trust. And if thirsty pics aren't your thing, you could always opt for a more descriptive version. There are definitely X-rated written texts that can blow his socks off. But even if you decide to go with a more PG-13 version, you can still accomplish what you need to here. The overall message you're trying to send him is, you're attractive and I'm liking it. This could be as simple as reminding him how hot that makeout session was before going into the restaurant last night, or how his butt looked really cute in the jeans he was wearing the other day. However you express your attraction to him, he'll be sure to get the green light to continue with the relationship if you're both compatible. And with this mix of down-to-earth, thoughtful, and racy text message types, you can be sure that he is really into you. Here's why. You have given him a little taste of the different sides of you without letting him in on everything about you. You've essentially given him a sampling with an invite to keep getting to know how wonderful you are. And if he's your match, he'll be intrigued to say the least. That wraps up today's video on the 3 texts to make any man obsess over you. So tell us, are you going to try out these text messages on your man? Or do you have some tips for fellow listeners on text messages that you've sent that made an impact? We'd love to hear what they are, so tell us in the comments below. Thanks for watching. Please be sure to share, like, and subscribe to this channel for more advice on modern dating. See you in the next video.